full time at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. That feels like a massive slap in the face, punch in the stomach, whichever superlatives you want to use for that result. But Arsenal should have won that game. Taken into the lead by Gabriel Martinelli in the first half. It was a nice finish at the back post to beat Martinez, who was thoroughly booed throughout the entire evening, as you would expect. And Kai Havertz put us ahead, doubled our lead in the second half with a lovely volleyed effort after Trossard's second assist tonight, having put the ball in for Martinelli's goal in the first half. It looks plain sailing for the Gunners. Complete control of the game. Little mistakes in the back. Obviously, there was no Williams to lead it tonight. A bit of a problem there, minor hamstring strain. Although the club say he'll be back, in theory, for the Manchester City game. Not sure about Zagreb on Wednesday or Wolves next weekend, but it's a bit of a moot point right now. Arsenal dropped more points. It was an unbelievable goal, or period, about 90 seconds, should I say, where Villa, after scoring the first goal for Tielemans, quite easily could have drawn level very quickly after that, when the same player, Tielemans, hit the post with Raya well beaten. And that was after just about an hour, and Arsenal were rattled. I think the one thing that we often say about this team is that they have learned to be resilient. I don't think they showed that tonight. They looked rattled for a period of time where everything, as I say, was plain sailing, but it didn't feel like that for long periods. For about 20 odd minutes in that second half, Arsenal were well on the back foot, with, I think, Watkins had a chance, Tielemans twice should have scored to draw level, and then they did draw level. So I think we talk about players like Trossard being the best finisher in the club for Arsenal, and Havertz having his struggles in front of the goal. Look, Havertz wasn't brilliant tonight, but I thought he held the line up. He held the ball up really well and led the line well enough, I think. It was up against Tyrone Mings, and as Recon said, it felt a little bit like he was looking to prove his doubters wrong, and he scored a lovely goal. But the difference at this level is players like Ollie Watkins. I mean, the way he brought that ball down, he got a little bit fortunate on the way in, but the way he brought that ball down and just calmly slotted it into the net. I mean, he'd come off the underside of the bar, so he got a little bit fortunate with that. But his performance tonight reminded me a lot of Alexander Isak's last week for Newcastle, when they came here and, frankly, just turned us over. Not deservedly in my eyes, but anyway. But it was 2-2 then, and the stadium was still, I think it was in a little bit of shock, really, to be honest. There wasn't the same atmosphere that we have come to expect over the last couple of years. And Arteta spoke about this last week in his press conference, where he didn't want to direct it at the fans, but he's brought such a synergy between the fans and the players since he arrived in 2019. But that relationship seems to be on the ropes a little bit at times, shall we say. And I think, look, that goes with expectation, 2 cracks at a title charge in 2 successive seasons. But yeah, regardless, I think Arsenal should have won this game. And once Watkins scored that goal, either side could have won it. Arsenal did have the ball in the net with about 4 or 5 minutes to go. Mikel Merino thought he'd won it. Turns out the ball quite clearly, well, from where I was sitting, obviously we've got in the press box, got the luxury of seeing the replays back straight away, but it looked like the ball just directed in off Havertz. I think it was his right arm which essentially guided it past Martinez. And Villa could have won it at the end as well. They went up the other end, and Raya just about tipped it wide of the post. But yeah, it's a gutting result, and I think, having seen that Liverpool won 2-0 earlier at Brentford, a late shot, I think it was 2 goals in the last 2 or 3 minutes from Darwin Núñez. It's another game where Arsenal have dropped points where they really couldn't afford to. And yeah, it feels somewhat terminal, I think, in the title race. Given what Liverpool did today, given the run of fixtures that Arsenal have got coming up, they've got Wolves next week, which, in theory you think they expect them to win that. Then the weekend after, it's Manchester City at home. I know they've not been great this season, but it's Guardiola versus Arteta, or Arteta versus Guardiola, whatever you want to call it. But we know that game has history and an emotional attachment to it. So look, we go again next week, as I would say, but I think we need a big performance on Wednesday. Let's hope that Saliba's okay, because I think without him between now and the end of the campaign, Arsenal got no chance. But we'll leave it there. Cheers.